I'm so humble. I'm so humble. I'm a superstar. I kick down the door.
This just in. The Xbox One exclusive Scalebound has been cancelled. Xbox One is now done as a gaming platform this generation. Phil Spencer does not know what the hell he is doing and is in way over his head. The Xbox One will now be a services device here moving forward. The Xbox One has no games in 2017. What's going on, people? It's the Xbot 448, and if you believe anything that I just said in the beginning of this video, I need you to do me a favor and find the nearest mirror. Alright, walk up to that mirror and give yourself a really, good look. Stare yourself in the eyes even, and then proceed to slap yourself as hard as fucking possible. Guys, I am disappointed about Scalebound, alright, being cancelled. I was looking forward to this game. My oldest son, 13 years old, was looking forward to this game. But even my oldest son, being 13, as soon as I told him it was canceled, the first thing he said is like, well, what about Crackdown? He didn't go and say, oh my goodness, Xbox is done. Not for anything, they have no games coming out in 2017. What's going on? They need to step it up. They should have bit the bullet. Guys, do you really believe Xbox Division should have bit the bullet and just did whatever Platinum Games wanted them to do until the game came out? If Platinum Games was constantly asking for more money and not hitting the deadlines that they needed to, the deadlines that were in the contract between Platinum Games and Xbox for Scalebound, like they had to be so far into development at this point in time, and stuff like that, and they weren't hitting these deadlines. And Xbox and Microsoft, they gave them leeway at first. They're like, all right, well, it's not going to be ready 2016. We'll put in for 2017. And then the shit hits the fan. Then all of a sudden, a group of developers within the team are like, oh, this is too much of a workload. Let's go on a month vacation. Even though you have strict deadlines that you need to be met on a game to which you got a shit ton of money for. I understand people that are in businesses, they have vacations and stuff like that. But most of the time, before you take your vacation, you make sure all your ducks are in a row as well. So people, are allowed to take vacations and stuff like that. It doesn't really apply here. Like I said, guys, I am disappointed as well. I wanted to play this game. But to talk about all doom and gloom and that Xbox One has nothing, to me that's completely talking out of your ass, alright? We have Sea of Thieves coming up. We have, State of Decay 2. A bunch of information is coming out on that this year as well. Possibly releasing this year, alright? We have Crackdown, which has something in the game that's never been done on consoles before. But we have nothing. There are multiplats, alright? People really want Mass Effect. That's coming very soon. I think, what is it, March? A new Star Wars Battlefront is coming out this year. Not only that, Ubisoft took a year off of Assassin's Creed, so possibly another Assassin's Creed this year. We have Prey coming this year. Like, guys, what are you talking about with no games? Are you talking strictly exclusives? Alright, here's the deal. This is what I think is going to happen, and I've said this time and time again. You have new hardware coming out. So with the unveiling of the new hardware, you're going to have previously unannounced titles being shown off, running on the best possible hardware it can run on. Alright? And even if it's not exactly the unveiling to which you see all of this, I believe E3 is going to be absolutely historical when it comes to Microsoft and Xbox. Guys, there is no reason to quote-unquote throw in the towel. I've seen so many like YouTubers out there just doing all these negative videos about Xbox. What's going to happen to Xbox? Xbox is going to grow. That's what I see happening. All right, guys, I know Microsoft has gone in a direction that is not traditional with console gaming, but we need common sense here. All right, when you talk about games like Fable Legends getting canceled, now, if you look at the feedback from the beta, there was a ton of people playing that beta telling Microsoft that they absolutely hated it, that they didn't go back and play it. And then Microsoft saw the numbers, how when the beta first came out, there were a lot of people playing it. And then after what, a month or two maybe, there was nobody playing the beta anymore. Of course, there were a select few that really did like the beta and was interested in the title. My wife being one of them. Alright? But they looked at the numbers and they looked at all the negativity that was going on. They looked at everything everybody was saying, whether it was social media and, of course, you know, the beta feedback, and they canceled the project. Alright? I mean, not for nothing, I think the biggest negative so far when it comes to Xbox and canceling games is the closing down of Lionhead Studios. That is the biggest negative for me. Alright? But when it comes to Platinum Games and them never hitting their deadlines, constantly asking for money, possibly using the money that Microsoft was giving them for that project, for the Scalebound project, and possibly taking that money and branching it off into other projects that they had. And trust me, they had a lot of other projects that they were dealing with as well. At some point in time, as the person who, or as the company who contracted this team to make something, at some point in time, you got to put your foot down and say enough is enough, and you have to make a decision. All right? You know, for all the stigma that Xbox One has gotten this generation, Microsoft and the Xbox division, they don't have to quote unquote bite the bullet. They don't have to quote unquote kiss developers' asses, all right, and just give them whatever they want to get software, more software, because it's not like the Xbox One has been an absolute drought this generation. We have had numerous new games, sequels to franchises that we love, a bigger emphasis on indie games for people who like those. We have had a pretty fucking good time over here on the Xbox platform. Alright, and to all of a sudden, over this one game cancellation, say everything's done, that is absolutely asinine. I don't know. I don't see it. I see the future as being, you know, really good on the Xbox platform. I'm excited. I want to see Sea of Thieves. I want to see Crackdown. I want to see State of Decay 2, because they already came out and said that's going to be multiplayer. So the original State of Decay, I thought that the big thing that was lacking is I couldn't go in there with my friends and survive like the zombie apocalypse with them, you know, the way that State of Decay does. So I'm excited for that as well. There are things to look forward to. Alright? So guys, please calm down. Stop being angry. Alright? Stop saying that this is the end, because you know it's not. You know, one more thing before I close down this video. I actually saw somebody bring up The Last Guardian in all this and said, well, look at, Sony didn't can that project, and they let it go for so many years until it came out. And I want to tell you guys something. The development team was not working on The Last Guardian for all those years. That project was absolutely shelved. Sony didn't want to say that it was shelved, and they just like, oh yeah, no, it's coming, it's coming, stuff like that. That game was not being developed for 8+ years. Alright? So, which would you rather want? Would you rather want, the company coming out and just stating that, shit's not working out? Or do you want them to lie to you and say, no, it's still coming, and then decide later on to actually finish the game? I mean, in the end, guys, Microsoft Xbox had to make a business decision, all right? If you have a developer shitting all over you, not adhering to what you're saying as the one who contracted them to do this, all right? They had to make a business decision, all right? And this is the decision they made. It's not going to be for every title. I think we have unannounced games that are going to be talked about this year. I am truly excited to see what is going to happen. I am disappointed that Scalebound isn't coming out. But there is no way that I'm like throwing in the towel and saying that this is going to be the absolute worst year for Xbox and stuff like that, because I don't think it is. Alright? As usual, guys, this is my video, so if you like the topics, you like the gameplay, yo, definitely hit that thumbs up button for me. As usual, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, people are getting really overhyped here. Even bringing stuff like The Last Guardian into it. Like, Sony didn't can that. No, they just shelved it. Alright? With that case that said break in case of emergency. And I guess they felt they had an emergency. But there was no way in hell that game was being developed all that time. It still looks like a PS3 game. Alright? That's my thoughts on it. I mean, I'm excited for 2017. Year of the Scorpio. I can't wait to see the unveiling of the hardware and see what they're going to announce in terms of games that they haven't said yet. But as usual, guys, hit up the comment section. Thank you for taking your time out to watch this video. It is a little bit longer than videos that I usually make, so I really do appreciate that. And as usual, if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. But as for now, this is the Xbot 448. And I am definitely signing off.